nearly every mythological creature ever invented, and to actually realize those is an incredible challenge.
We've been working on Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe for 2 years now. We've been looking after the creature design onto the creature scannable maquettes. The animatronic creature work and prosthetic work is being looked after by Howard Berger and K&B.
Howard was actually somebody who's worked with Richard a number of times over the years.
I remember visiting on Lord of the Rings. It was during Fellowship, and Richard was walking me through all the stuff, and he was talking about the characters like they were people he knew, like they were friends. And I kept thinking, I wonder if I'll ever have the opportunity to work on a film that I believe so full-heartedly. It's not even a movie, it's an adventure. Well, this movie was it. Andrew kind of walked me through and showed me Animatic, which is an animated storyboard of the end sequence, the battle sequence, which really kind of told me that this was going to be quite huge. We had 102 people working on Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe at K&B. We created 170 individual characters and shot 150 days with them. And I think the final count came to almost 5,000 foam rubber appliances that we used on the making of this film. We had makeups, we had suits, we had mechanical heads actors wore. When we're shooting a scene, let's, for instance, the White Witch's camp, we had, I think, like 4 mechanical ogres and 4 mechanical cyclopses, 5 mechanical minotaurs. So each one of those guys has about 3 radio-controlled transmitters that operate one head. And we would all line along behind the camera. Imagine a giant wall of guys and girls holding these transmitters, you know, operating them and puppeteering them. The actor, what little he can see, sees out of the mouth. To add insult to injury, we turn on the radios and all the little servos zipping around like bees, and all they hear is
We'll have creatures that are sometimes real, sometimes computer-generated, sometimes a combination of both, depending on the shot.
I'm sorry, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tumnus.
In the morning, James would come into the trailer, we'd slick his hair back. We had this fiberglass skull cap, and what that contained were his ears, his silicone ears, that were mechanical, that could move around a little bit with radio control.
Man, he's such a controlling director.
And then we would start hand-laying hair in different layers and different colors.
Usually it takes 3.5 hours. It's a slog, and we have to, you know, we get early starts. But I am very, very lucky in that I've got Howard and his team.
It was a very intense makeup, a tremendous amount of maintenance on set because of all the hair. There was that fake snow everywhere, and it just kept getting in the hair and sticking to the glue. And I think it took almost 3 to 4 of us to maintain Mr. Tumnus on set. We make him put on little green screen pants for the digital guys.
The original photography is, of course, whatever humans are in costume and wearing green leotards and things like that. We take the green legs away. We put in animated 2-legged fawn legs or 4-legged centaur legs, depending on the creature that we're creating.
She may already know you're here. Even some of the trees are on her side.
Stone table had all the bad guys, all the minotaurs, all the ogres, all the cyclopses, all the menabors, all the hags, all the goblins. It was the biggest on-set crew I'd ever had. It was a huge, huge sequence. We also built an Aslan on the stone table. And originally that was going to be digital, but we built this amazing puppet. It's a giant 8-foot-long lion. It was this enormous hulking thing that weighed a ton. It was a radio-controlled head, and it breathed, and Andrew just fell in love with it. When the girls were on set, when we were shooting it, I really wanted them not to think it was a puppet. And I didn't want any of us going up there and futzing with it while they were sitting there getting ready for the scene. And we left it on all the time, and it was always breathing and always moving and looking around. And I think we really pulled it off. Little did we know we had a bigger sequence coming up, which was the battle sequence, where we had 170 characters playing on many different units.
5,000 troops against 15,000 of the scariest creatures you've ever seen.
Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.